everybody. Lori Lowe here, and welcome to my channel. So today I am following up on a special request that I got, which is to provide a definition of what is binge eating disorder. What are the characteristics of it? How do I know if I have it? What do I do if I do have it? That kind of thing. So ironically, binge eating disorder was not actually even anything you could get diagnosed with until 2013. And that's pretty ironic because now we know that binge eating disorder is actually the most common of all the eating disorders out there. 2013 is when binge eating disorder actually showed up as a diagnosable disorder in a manual called the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. In 2013, version 5 of the DSM was published, and that's the first time that caregivers could even diagnose BED as something people had. So if you think about how long I've struggled with binge eating, serial dieting, binging, restricting, that whole thing, basically I went almost 50 years without even being able to be diagnosed. And imagine how different it would have been when I was a kindergartner and my doctor put me on my first diet because I didn't meet the height, weight, chart on the back of his door. Anyway, to answer the question, binge eating disorder does have very diagnosable criteria. So you can look at this information and understand if this is something that you are dealing with. So the criteria for binge eating disorder include frequent and recurrent episodes of binge eating. And an episode of binge eating is eating more than you are hungry for. You are physically hungry for, eating more rapidly than normal, eating in secret, feeling a lot of shame around those episodes of binge eating, and generally not using what they call compensatory behaviors like vomiting or purging after a binge. If that's something that you're doing, vomiting after you binge, then you fall into the category of bulimia, which is very different from binge eating disorder. It has a different effect on your body and it is treated in a different way. So if you are not purging after a binge, you fall into the category of binge eating disorder, or you may. BED is also ranked in terms of severity. It can be mild, which is maybe one episode a week, all the way to several episodes a day. That is a use disorder that goes from mild to severe. Now, myself, I really believe that another really important to understand if you have binge eating disorder is if you have been a yo-yo dieter all your life. And here's what I mean by that. That you are a binge eater and then you go on a diet to try to lose the weight that you may have gained from binging. Then you fall off the diet and you get back into the binging. And that cycle repeats over and over and over again. So we become just as dependent on the dieting as we do on the binging. Now, you can actually get some information. This DSM-5 is available to anybody who wants to Google it. But at my website, I have a quiz that you can take. Do I have binge eating disorder? Answer a few questions and you pretty rapidly can understand if this is a disorder that affects you. And if you do have it, frankly, I think that's great news because I have learned that by leaning in to my binge eating disorder, learning as much about it as I can and understanding that it is a disorder that happened to me and it isn't that I'm just a really bad dieter. That for me was the beginning of lasting recovery. So go to my website, check out the quiz. And once you're there, there's also a lot of free information about binge eating disorder that can help you understand how to move forward. There's also online courses and books and things that you can do to, realize that dieting is no longer something that has to be a part of your experience. Once dieting is removed, then we know that you can make a big difference in your experience of binge eating too. So if you like this video, and I hope you did, please subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and hit the like button for this particular video. And by all means, please help me get this information out to other people who need to hear it. If there's somebody you love in your life who you think is a binge eater, get this info to them so they can take that quiz and understand if it's something that they have to deal with. And let them know that there is help available. So next time, We'll share, go on continuing to share a lot more information about binge eating disorder, and we'll see you soon.